This chocolate mousse is so fluffy, light and airy, and perfectly rich and not overly sweet. I use it for all kinds of chocolate desserts. Really, you can enjoy in so many ways. So you may know that I shared how to make chocolate mousse a while ago, but since then I changed the recipe just slightly to make it a little bit more simple. So I wanted to share an updated version. This one is made with melted chocolate, whipped cream, and pate bombe. And pate bombe is basically whipped yolks with hot syrup. That foamy whipped yolks adds such a enchanted texture to chocolate mousse. It gets a little bit more smoother, and it also gives such amazing depth in flavor. It seems a little bit difficult to make if this is your first time making pate bombe, but it's really not that difficult once you get used to it. And of course, I'm gonna share the essential tips to make it successful. So let's get started. Okay, so as a very first thing, let's melt dark chocolate. So this is the first thing I always do. All right, the chocolate is completely melted. It's very important. So I'm gonna set this aside. And today I am going to use the same saucepan for pate bombe. And make sure it's not too hot. Now, in the saucepan, add sugar, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, okay, and mix. And in a clean bowl, add yolks. And we do not use egg whites today, but last week or last week, I shared how to make chocolate macarons. So it'll be a perfect dessert to use the leftover egg whites. So separate the eggs. Heat it at medium heat. Okay, let it boil completely. And before adding the hot syrup, mix the yolks well. And add about a half first and mix immediately. Add the rest and mix right away. Okay, then now we pour this back into the saucepan. Okay, mix well. The thing that we have to be careful the most is not to make scrambled eggs. Pick the lowest heat and every few seconds lift it up from the stove. And right after this yolk mixture is cooked enough, we want to start whipping it right away. Okay? You see the steam coming out? So it's not gonna take a lot, it really takes a second. All right, let's go. Okay, nice and foamy. When you touch it, it should be slightly cold, or you don't feel anything. And when you touch your melted chocolate, it should be slightly warm. So it's the combination of slightly warm melted chocolate and slightly cold pate bombe.
Adjusting the temperatures is important to avoid these issues and to make fluffy and smooth chocolate mousse.
Okay, so add about a half of the pate bombe first. Just about is fine. And then mix. Fold until well combined. Clean up the spatula on the way. You just want to make sure all the chocolate is picked up, and add the rest of pate bombe. And then mix. Okay, and then clean up the spatula again. Okay, so set this aside, and now we're gonna whip heavy cream. So you don't have to wash it, you can use the same whisk attachment. So depending on how thick you want your mousse to be, you can adjust the thickness of the whipped cream. So like right now, it's fluffy, but still a little bit soft. You can stop right here if you want. With this thickness, you're gonna get softer chocolate mousse. So I'm just gonna go a little bit more. In the chocolate mixture, I'm gonna add about half of the whipped cream and then fold. Clean up the side and the bottom of the bowl, and ensure they are evenly blended. And then clean up the spatula. Looking good. Now, because this bowl is bigger, I'm gonna pour the chocolate mixture into the remaining whipped cream. Now let's fold. Clean up the spatula, the sides and the bottom of the bowl. And you can stop folding as soon as everything is evenly incorporated. Looking good. So as soon as it's ready, let's pour into glasses. So first I'm gonna pour with a spoon. I love the flow it creates. Hype with brown tip for this one. Let's try this nozzle. I'm just gonna touch it like this. Yup. All right, and chill this in the fridge.
And now, bon appetit. It is fluffy, silky smooth, and perfectly chocolatey. Use this exceptional chocolate mousse for various chocolate desserts.
If you're making cake with it, I highly recommend freezing it first before taking out the cake ring or mold. That way you can ensure that the cake is completely set and you can get the nice smooth surface after removing the silicone mold or cake ring.
You can also cover it with chocolate mirror glaze to create a beautiful chocolate mirror cake. I'll leave the video link in the description.
You can change the flavor of chocolate mousse or even the texture by changing what type of chocolate or heavy cream you use.
The thickness of the whipped cream also plays a huge role in deciding the texture of the mousse. Use fluffy yet still a bit loose whipped cream to enjoy the smooth and melty texture. When using stiff whipped cream like this, the mousse looks much thicker and it could be visually appealing, but the texture feels slightly more dense and heavy, which I personally don't love. Wrap the surface with plastic wrap and store it in the fridge or freezer.
If you try this recipe, please let me know about how it turned out and if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.